there are a number of folks who are jumping on what I call symptoms in order to deal with the greater disease, which is we just plain need the production of more housing overall across the state. Now, Costa-Hawkins, I actually am not in favor of the direct repeal, in part because I don't think it gets at what people are trying to get at by having more rent control. There are a number of different things that happen with rent control, and this is, I am somebody who, I recognize how, it benefits folks because I've lived in rent control units and I live in one right now, and it's one that it's de facto rent control because it was built before 1978 in the city of Los Angeles. But at the same time, it decreases the amount of revenues that can be received from a building in order to be able to do the maintenance and upkeep that it needs, which then sometimes results in older or more dilapidated housing stock that then we saw this in 2004 or 2003. Folks were finding that their buildings, they've reached the end of their depreciation cycle, they weren't receiving the revenues that they should have received for it anymore.
Just so we can wrap up.
Oh, I'm so sorry. So they would go ahead and sell it off. And that removes affordable housing units from the stock, and that doesn't get added either.
Tough to do this one in 1 minute. Jesse?
Yeah, so I agree broadly with Tricia. I think that keeping folks in their housing, in apartments, in housing is extremely important. But I have some concerns about the direct repeal of Costa-Hawkins, and primarily that would be that it would create a disincentive for the construction of new housing and new apartments. And I think if you talk to housing policy experts and economists in the state, they will tell you that the most important thing we need to do is build. We need to build new housing. And so I would worry about adopting public policies that, while they might be well-intentioned, could actually exacerbate the problem. So we need to think thoughtfully and creatively about how we keep people in their homes, how we keep them in their apartments, how we fight our homelessness issue. But I think that the direct repeal of Costa-Hawkins is not the way to do that.
I am supporting the direct repeal of Costa-Hawkins. I think it should be local jurisdictions that come up with how to deal with local housing situations. It gives you more flexibility to address it. Maybe it's at the county level, maybe it's at the city level, but local issues need to be, local jurisdictions need to have some input on this. Generally, yeah, I'm paying $825 a month to live in a house, and I'm living with 6 other people and sharing a bathroom. It is ridiculous. The rent is too damn high, and there's a series of different people, right? The diversity of this district is not just in its ethnicity, but it's also in the income, with the students living in around CSUN and Pierce, and how we address it is definitely important. And sharing these stories, getting into the details of the local solutions is why I'm for the repeal of Costa-Hawkins.
Jen?
Since this is a business organization, I thought I'd ask a couple of business questions. I'm Jan Sobel. I'm the former CEO of the Boys and Girls Club of the West Valley. So I'm a nonprofit, but nonprofit is really your tax status, not your business plan. So we have to run a business as well. What are your plans when you go to Sacramento to look at things like workers' comp reform, PAGA rules, minimum wage for exempt employees, maybe changing it from double minimum wage to just a normal wage to make someone exempt or non-exempt, because that's really impacts business, as well as things that affect business that sometimes are difficult to get done in Sacramento due to the labor issue.
All right, so I'm going to make a moderator's call and extend the time to answer this one to 2 minutes. Jesse, we'll start with you.
All right. Look, I think it's an excellent question, and I think we're sitting here in California, and we're lucky that we have this dynamic economy.
Turn it off.
I did turn it off.
Are both off?
Mine's off as well.
They're both off.
They're both off.